Hello chaps and ladies, welcome back to the table, and we continue our last 100 yards showcase. Mission 1 is excellent to show how everything developed regarding the turn sequence and how the platoons and everything else works. So we are at the 13-minute mark. I have to reposition everything around the big table because I have set up other games to play, including the Wing Leader that I'm learning to play, and I had Fate of the Writer set up, ended one of the battles, and yeah, we'll play at another time, maybe do a video about it. Okay, but let's go back to our favorite tactical system game. We are at the 13-minute mark. The Germans managed to, well, due to some excellent command by Rolf and by Lang, to envelop the town. They had some very good coordination roles. It was actually two that allowed them to run the eastern corridor. North is that way, and actually managed to get a foothold on these woods here, as this will be the proper hammer into the church. Without capturing the church, there's no achieving the objective. There's no the way I see the game is there's no winning, but there's an objective that was assigned to both the second and the third platoons. This is only a section of the battlefield. That's all we want to care of. We are commanding the platoons. We don't care about what's happening in the battalion sector, in the entire regiment. We're just commanding the platoons, and they have an assignment: control the town, control the church, and because it's always a good observation point. The GIs have been caught on the back foot. They had a good, spread, controlling the outskirts of the town, but they got enveloped really fast, and now they're trying to fall back to a more defensible position on the north side of the town. There was an assault that the Germans tried to launch with two squads into let's say the main square of the town, but the first squad actually repelled them with some disorganization. Okay, before we go to the next, we're going to the next phase, time, and we have to roll for our initiative. Remember, the Germans had the initiative before, so you don't get the bonus. There we go. The Americans have the initiative. Wow. But the Germans rolled a 1, and if a player unmodified initiative roll, die roll is equal to 1, he may remove the concealment marker from any enemy occupied X within 5 X's in line of sight of a friendly unit. So the Germans may remove, it's either this one or that one. Do we want to know what's in the church or what's in the town here? We're going to remove the church. It makes the more sense, right? Okay, so now the Americans have the initiative. and that is okay. They can move. They have now the movement factor. We have a regroup here that we want to attempt to do, but first let's decide what we want to do. First of all, we want to put some fire there with a machine gun. I could try to go for Rolf there. Yeah, but we want to put some fire on these woods, disrupt them. Okay, Jackson also orders is the squad there. Let's switch the order so we know. Okay, the third squad put also some fire there. Okay. Let's just put our actions. What do we have here? We have the second squad. We can leave it for reaction, and we're going to try to regroup. Squad number 1, and we rolled a 4. Regrouped nicely. And what we want to do with it, maybe it's moved there. Yep. So we might be assaulted by Rolf and this squad, but doesn't really matter. Okay, we're gonna leave this one without moving, then just for reactions. Okay. Now the Germans can react to the American. Oh, we have to put the fire there. The fire markers. I have to put the counters here. Okay, so we have. They have cover of 1. There's our. Okay, so we have 10. It's at a range of 2, so there's no modification. We have a factor of 1, so we are pretty much 1 minus 1 for the terrain. It becomes 0, and it's an 8. At 3, it's minus 1. Becomes a 0 because of the factor of 1. Becomes a minus 1. Okay, and he is suppressed. Okay, the Germans will now react by okay, this is not in the open, so it cannot have a limited reaction by Lang. Lang can move 2 movement points or 1, so we'll move there. This unit, the rear, cannot have a limited reaction. It would have to be in the open and next to the commander. We have a regroup there that we could do a limited if we had Rolf nearby. But, well, we saw them move out. Well, he can react to enemy reaction. And not, okay, we did a limited reaction, and now we're going to fire. Okay, because that's important. That's, you have to react to enemy actions. We're gonna fire. We're going to fire into put some fire into the wall there. We are suppressed, so it's a -1. So we start with a 0. It's a factor of 1. -1 for the suppression. It's a 0. It's a range of 2. It's a 0. It's behind a wall. It's a -1. Okay. Okay, Americans can react to German reactions, and we can only react with this one, but we still not do anything. No, actually the Germans can still react to this movement here, and what will happen is that Rolf will move up and the reaction of this one, it's clearly gonna fire. So you have a factor of 1, by range becomes a 0, with the cover becomes a -1. And we could put some fire. Oh, it's in the open. Can we trace? I reckon we can. We trace it. Yeah, we don't cross that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 distance. We have a 12 of firepower, so 12 at 5, it's a -1. That's but we have a 1, so it's a 0. It's not a -4, it's a 0. It was a bit convoluted, but basically Americans activated, so they fired. The reaction was a limited reaction, a fire action, as Rolf saw the action of this one, limited reaction. This one, this also reacted to that one. Okay, then the German reaction, and finally this unit reacted to the German reaction. And now back to the Germans, and that's pretty much it. Let me just check something about the regrouping, and I'll be right back. Correct. They will have to, well, they can still, well, they can't, limited reaction, and they have no line of sight to anything really, so that's pretty much the action reaction sequence. So now let's go for the fire pew pew phase. Okay, so let's do it by order as it was announced. And okay, these two are firing into our second platoon, our first squad, second platoon. Okay, we have a 0 and a -1. Remember that each it's only the best score, so let's go for the first 0. It's a 3, and now for the -1. Oop. It's outside the box, doesn't count. And we have a 5, so a 3, and the 5 -1, it's a 4. Against his cohesion, it's nothing. It's just, well, the results were not as expected. Probably there were some casualties, but didn't disrupt the unit enough. Okay, now we have some firing going on against the 30 cal from the oh, actually it's not a 0, it's a 1 because of his front is there, he's being fired from the front and also from the back, so he is in a crossfire. Okay, let's roll for the 1. It's a 4. And now for the -1, we have a 9. Okay, so the 4 plus 1, it's a 5. The 9 minus 1, it's an 8. So it's disrupted. The MG42 actually, well, the combined fire actually put all the pressure on the 30 cal and it's now disrupted. And if you see on the disruption, when it's disordered, disrupted, whatever, the word, they can defend themselves in close assault, but they are still trying to get their shit together, so to say, so they can't really fire. But they will defend themselves. Okay. There's one more roll to do, which is Rolf being hit by the GIs, and we rolled 7 minus 1. It's a 6. The highest unit is a 7. It's just, I was just firing there. Lots of trees being hit. The soldiers are ducking. So the effect was not considerable. All right, and that's pretty much everything we could do at the moment. Actually, this unit lost because it maneuvered within 3. I missed that. This one fired, but being concealed and not within 2 was not spotted. Okay, who wins concealment? Well, regrouping units do not. This one becomes concealed. All right, our MG42. Time lapse. How much time has passed? Ooh. So all this, we are now at 4 minutes more. So we are now at 17, and we have to roll for initiative. Now the German roll has a +2 because they don't have the initiative. So 9, 10, 11, the Germans will win the initiative. And there's no unmodified roll of 10 or 1. So now it's the Germans. And we want to make, and the Germans will want to make a coordinated. So they will try again, and it's a 4. They didn't. So which platoon to move first? Okay, first we're going to attempt a regroup there. No, first we will try there. 5. Oh, we rolled a 10. It immediately becomes heroic, and it must move towards the closest unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, or now, does it need to have line of sight when it's heroic? And because when it becomes heroic, it immediately goes on defensive, right? And it must designate like, you know, this this like the target position that the enemy holds, so it will go and try to assault that. Now I can't remember, it never happened before in a situation where it didn't have a line of sight. In all the games we played, didn't have that. So let me check really quick here. So dualism. Okay, must select as a target X the closest enemy occupied X within 5 X's. Aha, doesn't say. Line of sight. Line of sight is only if 2 are equal. So 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So it immediately moves towards the closest. I could. Do I have? Yeah, I do have to. So it's gonna be fired on, but doesn't matter. The hero has, for the moment being, he has 8. And I think the units. Okay, regroup. It's a 6. We did. Okay, we can move. So let's take that position there. So it's on the roof, that is, and the MG42 activates with the closest. So in this case it's Rolf, and the MG42 is going to fire again at 30 cal. So it's a 1 at 5, it's a -1. So 12 at 5 -1, but it's 1 from the firepower, it's a 0. Okay. And we can withdraw. Yeah, we're gonna fire. I was thinking of assaulting that position, but we're going to put some fire. So we have a 10, 0, 1 firepower, and it's -1 for the rural buildings, wooden buildings. It's -2 actually, so it comes a -1. Okay, platoon activated. Now American reactions. So there can be limited reactions, so we can try. We'll move the 30 cal into the church as well, and it takes the 0. Okay, it was in the open. Second squad will fire into the hero unit. So it's 1. Where's the 1? It's okay. Okay. And what else can I do? Well, I can fire back with the first squad, and so it's a 1 -1, it's 0. Okay. This one's still not doing anything. except 30 cal, which moved. So you can, if it's slanted. Okay, no more reactions. The Germans are not reacting anymore. So we go to Lang, and Lang knows that there are people in the church, and they still haven't he has to make a run for it. So we're going, and we hug the wall. Not that it matters much, but we need to do it. And the second squad, okay, 1.5, 2.5. Actually, we go to the same position. Okay, and Lang can moves there as well. We want to take the church as fast as possible. Okay, and now for the reaction, the third squad will fire into Lang's position. Okay, the tree hedges give some sort of cover. Tree line, it's a -1, even if the church is okay. We are at the height of 1 and Lang is at the 0. Well, there's no blind X, and we can use the tree line. It's height of 1, so you can't really see them yet. We cannot fire into, well, we can fire into them. That's true. The walls are only, okay, we fire into those two squads. So it's a 1, they are behind the wall, it becomes a 0. Actually, nice move from Lang. Okay, there's no more reactions. We can go to the firing sequence. That unit retains the hero until it gets disrupted, or yeah, until it loses the assault or conquers the designated position. Okay, what was the first firing? Let's go there with 30 cal first. So it's a 3. So you can imagine the MG42 like firing as the 30 cal boys run into the church, disrupted and all, like, whoa, come on, move, Joe, move. All right. Then Wolf shot into those GIs in the woods, in the building, I mean. Okay, they rolled a 3, minus a 1, it's nothing, and they fired back. We rolled a 5. Okay, it's lots of firing and very intense minutes of combat. Second squad into the hero unit. We rolled a 2. They're coming! They're coming around the corner, put some fire on them. Okay, and finally the church fellas putting some, it's a 7. Oh, okay, we have the disruption here. Doesn't really matter. Okay, if I roll even, it's the 2. If I roll odds, it's the 3. Okay, it's 3 squad. A nice disruption there. They had some men falling before reaching the wall, and they had to drag them to the wall. Can't say in German. Take cover! Bring Fritz here. He's been hit in the leg. Okay, so now we're gonna check time lapse. We have no one that wins concealment. The MG42 keeps it. The Germans actually captured 2 more buildings, so they are now at the required quota of 5 buildings, but they're still missing the church. So time lapse is 7, which is 4 minutes. So 1, 2, we are now at 21 minutes past the initial sequence of attack. This situation is actually confusing because despite the ability of the encirclement, this unit got hero, and the idea was to drive through there, but well, damn them if they do and damn them if they don't. They suddenly crashed through the village, and the plan went bonkers, because the idea was actually to go around, have the MG42, take the petrol woods, take this house, and then attack from both sides. But no, he wants an Iron Cross, so let's bloody charge through the village. Yeah, but no plan survives contact with the enemy, and the boys have a mind of their own. So we'll have to adapt, and now it will depend on the next time segment initiative. So we'll see that in the next video. So cheers guys, thanks for holding. If you want to play last 100 yards in through Vassal or Tabletop Simulator, give me a call. Just contact me on Twitter or email and we can play. Usually, yeah, during the week is very hard, but can be done if European times. During weekend we can set up. Yeah, I can try to synchronize with US fellows. So if you want to learn the system, and well, if you just want to have an opponent, yeah, just give me a shout out and we'll play. So have a good weekend. See you in the next video.